Hey, good morning. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this new schedule that we've been working on. Ever since I've been at Summit High School, we've had a 7-period schedule. And ever since I've been at Summit High School, I've heard about how the 7-period schedule doesn't work for people. There's been various sorts of attempts out there, but this time all the high schools got together, big conversation at the district level, and we're ready to roll out a really interesting schedule. It's called a rotating 7. You will not have every class every day. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so far so good. So it is a 5-period day. Teachers teach 4, kids take 5 periods a day. Longer class periods. Does there sound like any advantage in not having 7 classes all day every day?
I think so.
Does that sound fairly interesting?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're around 70 minutes long. I think if you were in certain classes, that would be a huge advantage. You know, like science or art or music. And then guess what?
What?
For juniors and seniors, if you're taking an open, that open will be first period. So guess what time you would start at school? I love this part. It's so good.
What time, Doty?
9 o'clock in the morning.
9 o'clock?
Are you? Okay. Hey, Maya and Shay, now that you've heard about some of the basics of this new schedule, what questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas do you have about that?
Well, initially when I heard about it, I didn't really like it just because I thought that it would be really confusing, but as I learned more about it and all the advantages it had, because it sounds like there'll be big benefits for kids in sports who need to budget their time, and kids like doing rehearsals, and so the more I learned about it, like I started to like it, and so I think once we get used to it, it'll be so beneficial for students and teachers.
Yeah, I have the same concern, do you, about possibly being confusing at first?
Yeah, I think it'll be confusing the first few weeks or so, but once kids get accustomed to it, they'll adapt it.
Yeah, and I think we'll bring some kids in and have some conversations about that and figure out how to make that transition a little bit better. Any other thoughts or ideas?
Won't teachers give you more homework if you don't see them
Gosh,
for
I
a few
hope
days?
not. Oh, yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'll bring that up to teachers. Teachers will be spending a lot of the spring working on how to transition their lessons and move forward, and I don't think they have any desire to give you more homework, and I certainly don't, so.
And it would probably be like the same amount of homework overall, and you just have like more like leeway on how you handle it and stuff. So
More time?
yeah, that could also be like a huge benefit to the students.
Yeah. What do you think some advantages might be?
Less stressful. Tests, even, you get more time
Yeah.
to take a test. You don't have to cram a test into 50 minutes. You have as much time as you need to take that test.
And we'll have way more practice for things like AP exams.
Yeah.
Because we'll have the
Yeah.
opportunity to like take tests how we would have to take them when they really, really matter.
Well, we're entering into a grand journey, and I think it's going to be great. I think there's a lot of pros. You know, you brought up some really good points, and we're going to work on those with kids and teachers and make sure it's a smooth transition for everybody. Thanks, Maya and Shay.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dr. DeWitty.
I've been talking to kids, and we've been talking a little bit about this new schedule for next year. It's called a 7-period rotator. What are your thoughts about that?
From the science perspective, as far as the labs are going right now, I'm finding a lot of my labs are getting cut in half. I got 50 minutes. It's not enough time to gather data and do the analysis. So just looking over the schedule that you sent out, I'm able to really get my lab done.
In the social sciences, I'm excited to have longer time with my students for richer discussions where all 30 of my students have an opportunity to contribute.
In world language, I think it'll be helpful to have a little bit more time for students to transition into the other language. Just have a little bit more time to do review, a little bit more time to do activities, maybe a little time to start on homework and answer homework questions at the end of the period also. So.
Yeah, and for classes like PE or art where there's a lot of prep, like you're either dressing down or you have like a lot of cleanup at the end, you know, this is nice because you don't have to take away from class time now. It's just built in already.
Over there.
Oh, it's going to be great. I think a lot of times, like Sarah was saying, you get in the zone and then it's time to clean up. And I think for art, band, orchestra, graphic arts, theater, photography, you have so much more time to actually go and do what you're doing. And then you have more time to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that just to get in that zone, you can stay there longer and get more done.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.